spend it on? What was the first thing that you sort of went out and spent the money on?
Purchased my house.
10 years ago, I won £9.7 million on the National Lottery.
Welcome back to Major Mole, where we dig into the most fascinating stories from around the world. Today, we've got a tale of fortune, folly, and the fleeting nature of wealth with our list of lottery winners who lost it all. Winning the lottery might seem like a dream come true, but as these stories show, maintaining that dream is a challenge not everyone is ready for. Before we dig in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Now, let's get into these unbelievable stories. Evelyn Adams etches her name at number 10, not merely for winning the New Jersey lottery once, but twice, in 1985 and 1986, culminating in a windfall of $5.4 million. The odds-defying victories, however, led to an equally remarkable downfall. Adams' penchant for gambling became her Achilles heel, as she poured her fortune into the slot machines and tables of Atlantic City. The glittering lights of the casinos proved too enticing, and her winnings dwindled to nothing as she chased the elusive thrill of another win. Today, Adams' life is a far cry from her millionaire days, residing in a trailer park. She serves as a poignant reminder of the gambling addiction risks, especially for those suddenly finding themselves with vast sums of money. Adams now lives a life filled with regrets, sharing her story in hopes of deterring others from following her path down the rabbit hole of gambling addiction. Michael Carroll, famously dubbed the Lotto Lout, secured his spot in lottery infamy after winning 9.7 million British pounds at the tender age of 19. Carroll didn't hesitate to indulge in a life of excess, squandering his fortune on drugs, parties, and a demolition derby in his backyard, complete with old cars and dustbins for his amusement. His lavish spending didn't stop there. He adorned himself with chunky gold jewelry and spent fortunes on vacations, gifts for friends and family. However, his reckless lifestyle led to his downfall. By 2012, Carroll found himself penniless, forced to take a job as a coal man to make ends meet. Today, Carroll reflects on his past with a mix of regret and acceptance. He's attempted to turn his life around, working in a biscuit factory and living a more subdued life, a stark contrast to his lottery winner days. Cali Rogers was only 16 when she won 1.9 million British pounds, becoming one of the UK's youngest lottery winners. The sudden wealth was overwhelming for Rogers, who spent her winnings on cosmetic surgeries, luxury cars, and lavish holidays.
Spend it on? What was the first thing that you sort of went out and spent the money on?
Purchased my house.
Aiming to fill a void that material possessions couldn't satisfy. She also fell into a cycle of drug abuse, which further drained her finances. Rogers' tale took a turn for the worse when she found herself embroiled in toxic relationships that exploited her financially. Despite the roller coaster ride of her post-lottery life, today, Rogers lives a life far removed from her once glamorous lifestyle. Working to support her children, she has expressed a desire to warn others of the potential pitfalls of coming into vast wealth at a young age. Rogers advocates for raising the minimum age for lottery participation, hoping her story can serve as a cautionary tale. Landing at number 7 on our list is Billy Bob Harold Jr., whose life story turned from a fairy tale into a tragedy in less than 2 years. After winning $31 million in the Texas Lotto in 1997, Harold felt his prayers had been answered. Initially, he lived the dream, generously sharing his winnings with family, friends, and even strangers, donating significantly to his church and various charities. However, the sudden wealth brought unforeseen pressures and demands from those around him, leading to overwhelming stress and despair. The constant pleas for financial assistance and the internal strife it caused, particularly the strain on his marriage, became too much for Harold to bear. Tragically, he took his own life in 1999, leaving behind a cautionary tale about the psychological impact of sudden wealth and the importance of seeking professional financial and mental health guidance when experiencing such life-changing events. Today, Billy Bob Harold Jr.'s story is often cited in discussions about lottery curse cases, highlighting the need for winners to have solid support systems and financial planning. At number 6 is Janet Lee, a South Korean immigrant who won $18 million in the Illinois lottery in 1993. Lee's story is unique because her financial downfall wasn't due to lavish spending on herself, but rather her excessive generosity and uncontrolled philanthropy. She donated millions to educational programs, political causes, and community services, earning praise but also leading her towards financial ruin. Lee's contributions to Washington University earned her a seat at presidential dinners, showcasing her influence. However, her inability to say no to requests for help and poor investment choices, including an ill-advised venture into a theme park, led to her declaring bankruptcy in 2001 with only $700 left. Today, Janet Lee's story serves as a complex example of how even well-intentioned actions can lead to financial disaster without proper budgeting and investment strategies. It's a poignant reminder that generosity must be balanced with financial wisdom. Halfway through our list at number 5 is Willie HT, who in 1989 won a staggering $3.1 million in the Michigan lottery. HT's story is a classic tale of rags to riches and back to rags, all within a span of a mere 2 years. After his win, HT's life took a dramatic turn for the worse as he succumbed to the demons of crack cocaine addiction. The addiction ravaged his fortune, consuming the entirety of his winnings and decimated his marriage and family life, leaving him in a whirlwind of legal and personal troubles. By 1991, HT had nothing left but his addiction. Today, Willie HT's whereabouts and condition are somewhat of a mystery, serving as a somber cautionary tale about the destructive power of substance abuse, especially when combined with the sudden acquisition of wealth. His story underscores the importance of seeking help for addiction and the challenges of managing newfound wealth without proper guidance or support. Suzanne Mullen occupies the 4th spot on our list, illustrating a complex tale of misfortune and financial mismanagement. In 1993, Mullins won $4.2 million in the Virginia lottery, opting for annual payments over a lump sum, a decision that would later contribute to her financial downfall. Initially, Mullins managed her winnings responsibly, but as medical bills and personal debts began to accumulate, she found herself in dire financial straits. To alleviate her burdens, Mullins took out loans against her future lottery payments, a move that provided temporary relief but ultimately ensnared her in a web of debt. The situation worsened when the lottery changed its rules, allowing her to collect the remaining money in a lump sum, which she did only to squander it, leaving her lenders in the lurch. By 2004, Mullins had no assets to her name and was embroiled in legal battles over the unpaid debts. Today, Suzanne Mullen's story serves as a stark warning about the dangers of debt and the critical need for financial planning, especially for those who come into sudden wealth. Jack Whitaker's story is one of the most infamous in lottery history, making him an easy choice for the 3rd place on our list. When Whitaker won a staggering $315 million Powerball jackpot in 2002, he was already a millionaire, a detail that makes his subsequent downfall even more astonishing. Whitaker's generosity knew no bounds. He donated millions to churches and established charitable foundations. However, his wealth also attracted numerous problems, including thefts, legal disputes, and personal tragedies. The most heart-wrenching was the loss of his granddaughter, which Whitaker attributed to the curse of his lottery win. Despite his initial good intentions, Whitaker's life post-lottery win was marred by misfortune and sorrow, culminating in his own admission that he wished he had torn up the ticket. Today, Jack Whitaker's legacy is a complex blend of generosity and cautionary tales, reminding all that wealth can bring as much trouble as it does comfort. Securing the 2nd spot on our list is David Lee Edwards, a story that epitomizes the tragic potential of lottery winnings when mismanaged. Edwards, a former convict, won a $27 million share of a Powerball jackpot in 2001, instantly transforming his life. Eager to leave his past behind, Edwards embarked on an extravagant spending spree, purchasing a mansion, luxury cars, a private jet, and an extensive collection of medieval weapons and armor. However, his lack of financial acumen and addiction issues quickly took their toll. Within a mere 5 years, Edwards had squandered his entire fortune. His health deteriorated due to drug abuse, leading to his untimely death in 2013, broke and isolated in a storage shed converted into a home. Edward's story is a sobering reminder of how quickly fortune can vanish without responsibility and the destructive power of addiction, leaving a legacy marked more by cautionary tales than by the wealth he once possessed. Topping our list at number 1 is Curtis Sharp, the man who became the face of lottery winners everywhere in the early 80s. After winning $5 million in the New York lottery in 1982, Sharp's life became a whirlwind of media appearances and public fascination. Known for his charismatic personality and flamboyant style, Sharp was the quintessential rags-to-riches story, indulging in luxury cars, expensive suits, and lavish parties. However, Sharp's tale took a turn for the worse as he struggled with the responsibilities that came with his wealth. His fortune dwindled through a combination of extravagant spending, failed investments, and personal mishaps. Today, Curtis Sharp's life is a far cry from his days as a lottery celebrity. Having lost his fortune, Sharp found a new purpose in sharing his experiences, warning others of the pitfalls of sudden wealth and the importance of financial literacy. His story, while filled with highs and lows, now serves as a valuable lesson on the impermanence of wealth and the significance of wise financial management. These stories of lottery winners who lost it all are as fascinating as they are cautionary. They remind us that wealth, especially when it comes unexpectedly, can be as much a burden as a blessing. What do you think about these stories? Could you handle winning the lottery any better? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please support the Major with a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.